A thread by Soul War. President Trump's unsung victories number 4, preventing voter fraud. The Democratic National Convention had the first day of their convention last night, and it was a microcosm of what the radical left has warped them into: amoral apparatchiks determined to pander to a fraction of US voters. These are the Democrat voters the DNC is pandering to. Zombie insaniacs. Look, I'm okay with gay marriage. America has accepted it and moved on as well. But the extreme mental illness on display in Portland and Seattle isn't about orientation. It's about safety from violence. In their bid to turn the cities they control, Democrat mayors with nods and cover from Democrat governors into ungovernable hell zones. These harebrained ideologues have empowered and emboldened some of the most unhinged and dangerous people in the Pacific Northwest. If they're so fearless they will attack any police officer in sight, how afraid would they be? How desperate are the Democrats to cheat, to get rid of the Orange Hitler? Well, we only have the last century to look at, but for me, there are two events that sum it up nicely. Al Franken's miracle win in 2008 and the 2018 midterms. Franken was trailing his opponent, Norm Coleman, by 215 votes when, miracle of miracles, the election board found 1,350 ballots they claimed were wrongly rejected, and Franken was sworn in. As far as I'm concerned, what followed for him was karma. The 2018 midterms were much more recent, where Americans got to watch the DNC run a clinic on election fraud as Democrats flipped state congressional election wins from red to blue in a stark and shameless display of sheer hubris. Everyone assumes the GOP will just swallow it again. How many votes do we need to beat the GOP candidate? We're X number of votes behind, and the Dems would then just magically find X number of votes plus 2 to 300 extra, and voila, another district flipped blue. Over and over as conservatives fumed and demanded something to be done. Democrats chortled and celebrated flagrant abuses of the election, and then, with their congressional majority assured, set about preparing their impeachment of President Trump. Well, you know how that went. Mueller bombed its own team. Several of them are prison bound, and several more will be disbarred. The squad of freshmen, congresspersons they were so proud of, has now seized control of the DNC apparatus and hollowed it out into a blind and ossified husk as their sycophants cheer. The Democrats are now, as I've said, enabling lawlessness, chaos, and violence on a scale rarely seen on US soil. When we used to watch Antifa savage police in France or Spain, we would snicker and assure ourselves something like that could never happen here. All it took was Obama. 20 plus years of our kids being nurtured on the milk of Marxist dogma from the tit of rabid ideologues hiding inside academia to then unleash their furious revenge upon us for destroying their glorious USSR. No, I'm not kidding. These guys took that personally, like all Marxists do. The results of their turning our children into feral, hyper-violent Marxist partisans are now on full display in many Democrat-run cities. Bernie Sanders has been revealed as the Antifa overlord, never supposed to be president, mind you, as he always bows out. No. He was the chosen one who would gather and radicalize the youth. And when the timing was right, the Democrat governor and mayoral Pied Pipers would do the rest. The implicit threat is now seen by every voter. Vote Biden, and the pain goes away. Become ungovernable is their pathway. The silence from the DNC on the rioting and violence speaks volumes. The treatment of Attorney General Barr when he appeared before a congressional panel also spoke volumes. Now, the DNC is trying to extort President Trump for bailout money, holding up the COVID relief stimulus bill. You bet they'll cheat if they think it would sink Trump's reelection. All we've seen for the past 3 weeks since Trump's offensive launched is supposed MAGA supporters and concerned trolls wailing about voter fraud. They'll just steal it then. Yeah. If only Trump would do something. If you're paying attention, you'd be amazed what you can pick up on SCOTUS blog. Say goodbye to your tried and true tactic of ballot harvesting, Democrats. Remember all that bitching and moaning about 2018? They just let them steal it. Yes. Yes, they did. From SCOTUSblog.com, Justices block extension of absentee ballot deadline in Wisconsin. Trump let the Democrats take the House. They got the squad, and he got the Senate. How's that looking in 2020? The radical left are repulsing every sane American left or right as President Trump is looking and acting more presidential every week. And now, after watching and studying how the DNC cheated in 2018, the Wisconsin decision slams that particular method of cheating shut definitively. How'd the Democrats take that SCOTUS ruling? Well, pretty much as expected from the nation. SCOTUS sets the stage for Republicans to steal the election. They mad? Well, boo-hoo-hoo. Get your hankies ready, you amoral Marxist shitweasels, because this was just revealed. Hat tip to Carlos Osuita from Forbes.com. U.S. Post Office counters Trump attacks on mail-in voting with a new blockchain patent. The battle over voter ID is nearly as old as I am, 56. We all know why Dems fight it. Election rigging is not a talking point to Americans who are passionate about our system of government and who realize how vital election integrity is to preserving America as founded. And we've watched the Democrat rats gnaw at the base of that integrity for decades. President Trump just dropped a nuke on the Democrats from orbit. He runs the executive branch, and the USPS is a federal agency. As Democrats were trying to goad Trump into nationalizing industries and corporations, he rolled out a new, effective model of federal corporate cooperation. Then they tried to provoke him into nationalizing troubled states' national guards or sending in the military for a Kent State 2.0. Trump won't do that either. Trump's retweet of Brandon Straka shows his counter strategy. Enjoy what you voted for, Democrats. No federal cavalry. Brandon Straka tweeted, "Leave Democrats cities. Let them rot. The media and the Democrats have activated this mental illness, and it's going to get more and more people hurt and killed. Walk away from the radical left and do it quickly." Now, he's just ripped apart all their arguments against voter ID by taking voter identification digital. This new system will confirm the identity of the voter, and if it is as effective as I'm hearing, it will solidify and improve election integrity. And the DNC is powerless to stop it. Did I mention Trump's executive order removing illegals from the US Census? Bye-bye, illegal alien voting bloc. Also, Bye-bye, all those congressional seats won off of stuffing millions of illegals into our nation. But remember, folks, Trump's not doing nothing. People's perceptions are putty in the hands of a media that has morphed at the behest of new owners over the decades, from informing and entertaining us to pushing and manipulating and controlling us. Edward R. Murrow and Cecil B. DeMille to Jim Abilio Acosta and Spike Lee. People are being driven insane before our eyes by a media and academia determined to wreck our country and then reshape it in their image. Well, no thank you. America had its revolution. I am a rebel. Zero confusion. I have no need to take to the field, as patriots far more capable than me are already there. But Portland, but Seattle. Okay, and this is a war. Trump is showing the Democrats' shrinking base who's been behind the mask all along. I'm waiting for November to vote. I will vote with a fiery vengeance. Who is buying what these creeps are selling? Only those as warped and twisted as they are. They are doomed. The smart ones, not blinded by ideology, rare, or TDS, know it too. So they're panicking and flailing as President Trump wins and wins. But gee whiz, I guess since the corrupted and compromised news media won't cover these victories honestly, I guess we're doomed. Brendan Dilley nailed it recently. The internet has killed their ability to control the narrative, which is why they're now censoring like mad. I guess President Trump is just going to have to settle for a second term. The superpower the left has convinced themselves the Silicon Valley oligarchs possess is not real. Ancient Romans voted their interests. So will human beings, and so will Americans. It's human nature. As the left enjoy an epic failure cascade so complete, no one espousing the unmitigated bullshit you're hearing from them right now will be electable for decades, as America enjoys a Pax Americana unlike anything seen before, the fruits born from prevailing in the soul war. To support the works of Brent Cates, donate any amount at paypal.me/Brent Cates. Thanks for listening.